Hey everybody, welcome back for season 2.
Here's my question. You know, when you're watching a show and the season ends,
Yeah.
you're like Friends, let's say I'm Chandler. The end of one season, Chandler would be like really chunky.
Yeah.
And then the season would start over and Chandler would be like really super skinny. Does it look different from last year?
No. Not yet.
Damn it.
You're getting there though.
Yeah, I'm
working
the same.
on it. Well, give it time. Keep running. You've been running every day.
I'm back to running every day. Yep.
Since when?
Since before the new year. So, and then riding the bike too before the new year, but it's not doing any good. Usually I'm running from the fat guy, and today the fat guy's running with me. Nice. Welcome back, everybody.
That's right. Season 2, Real Estate Makes Us Drink. Brian Quinlan from Daniel's Real Estate.
And Brad Nickham from Nest Mortgage Group.
Cheers, Brad.
Cheers, my friend.
What are you drinking today?
Some moonshine it was okay. It didn't taste as good as I wanted it to.
It was not good.
I added bourbon to it.
And then?
Still good.
Then you smoked it.
I did smoke it. Yeah, I used my smoker.
Did the smoking make it better?
No, it tastes the same.
It's really just
the smoke was one taste.
Okay. Well, it's kind of a random concoction.
I may add more stuff as we go.
We shall see.
Kind of like our podcast. We come up with an idea that what we start with, and then we just add more stuff as we go.
It's a unstructured randomization of a podcast plan. I am drinking a 7th inning stretch beer, Pilsner, because it's fucking cold outside. And it's getting worse.
Yeah, I venture to say that today is not really even counted as cold since it's above freezing.
Gosh, absolutely, but the wind is brutal.
When you come over next week to do this, you're going to have to come probably in a dog sled.
I might have to. That's a chance. Anyway, so we got Grand Junction Brewing Company. I should look at these ahead of time because, I don't know where this is from.
Grand Junction, Colorado.
Okay, we'll go with that. It's okay. Westfield, Indiana.
Completely different.
I'm just hammering the locals. Anyway, not my favorite, but it does have to do with baseball, and I'm trying to think warm thoughts, baseball weather.
And you do have your baseball hat on today.
I do.
So.
This was a Christmas gift to myself.
I love it.
Yeah. And so my plan, I'm not wearing this in every one of our podcast videos, but for today, here it is. But it's showing up in my other social media videos and texting people, and it's great.
I think I'm going to order one just because it'll make my giant head look smaller.
Would you like to try it on?
I don't know. I don't know that I can hold it up. I mean, I already am holding all of this.
Oh, I know. Your brain is full.
No, it's not my brain. It's just a big fat head.
All right.
Does it feel like, is it heavy?
I have a regular hat sitting here. It's undoubtedly heavier than that, but it's not overwhelming.
So by the end of the show, he's going to be like...
Right. Be doing like this.
You have to wear it backwards if you're going to do the head down thing.
I'm going to wear it backwards. No, I haven't gotten it logoed yet. Yep. We're definitely going to get it logoed because I do like the backwards hat look.
The back logo should be Real Estate Makes Us Drink. Subscribe. Subscribe.
Ooh, well, maybe it will.
And then how do people subscribe? Is it like right down there?
Well, it's right there on the lower part of the screen. So you think it's over there on that side?
I don't know.
On the lower part, there's a subscribe button. Please click that. And thanks for checking out our new page here. We're on a new YouTube page, and we're on Spotify, so people are watching it somewhere.
The kids will be able to listen to us on the Spotify.
I know! We're super cool here. So again, thanks for being here, and click subscribe. Come back and check us out at other times, and please share this out. We definitely want to see this thing grow.
Yeah, our goal is just totally to be able to quit our jobs and be internet famous. And I figure the internet's going to be around a while. I wasn't sure for a long time, but now I'm pretty solid that
pretty sure it's not going anywhere.
This is the way we become bro call and couple.
How was your holiday time?
Fantastic. Had a great time. Kids came over for Christmas, so that was great to have everybody home. And my mom came down from Wabash, so it was great to see her. And we just kind of hung out. And the New Year's, so we rang it in by going to bed at like 10:30.
This is the same guy who, back in high school, knew where all the parties were.
Right.
You were the party guy.
I still know where they're at.
And here you are at the 50s, and you're in bed before.
I know where all the parties are at. I'm just not going to them.
Okay.
I mean, I'm old now. I'm tired.
Well, you're running.
We watched TV. That wasn't why. It's because I'm old. Okay. We watched TV, watched a little country music. That's music that is made in America. We listened to a little country music and fell asleep early. So what about you? Did you have a good holiday?
I had a great holiday. Christmas, we had my daughter and her boyfriend, my son back from college. My mother-in-law came to town for the night, had a wonderful Christmas celebration at our house. And then on New Year's Eve, we were driving down to Orlando, stayed for a week at our timeshare location down there. It's a big 15-person week-long gathering of stuff with plenty of family games. Spent a day at Universal Islands of Adventure, which was lots of fun on the roller coasters.
Go to Harry Potter World?
It's actually in both parks there, and
right.
Yes, we definitely visited the Harry Potter stuff there at Islands. And then here's a funny. We went to a comedy magic dinner show. So
I see
pizza show.
Yeah.
We got pizza and some beverages, and this is something for all 15 people to be able to go do, right? And my mom read the description online. She's like, it says like, be prepared to laugh, blah blah blah, and we get people to participate in the show. And she's like, oh, Brian, this is right up your alley. I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. So my family is the last to arrive, and we have this long table, and they leave the front 4 seats open for those who were in my car, which included, of course, me and my wife. So sure enough, throughout the show, which was very entertaining, really cool magic stuff, this guy ended up having all 4 of the Quinlans on stage at some point.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I probably had the longest stint on the stage. I was actually the last of the volunteers who was still up on the stage at the end of the show.
He cut you in half or anything?
No, actually, he part of what he did is he dressed me up like Cher, I guess.
You would make a good Cher.
Right? And he puts this kind of a cape thing over me, and he gave me a hat, which was kind of cool. I walked out of there with a free hat, which was perfect for me. And then put a wig on.
One of Cher's.
Put a wig on me, and then he put something over my face that I didn't know what it was because he came up from behind me. But it was a thing that was attached to like a stick, and so he was next to me dressed as Sonny, and he says in my ear, "We're gonna do a little Sonny and Cher." I was like, "Oh, all right." So I start hearing the Sonny and Cher song play along. I don't have to do anything other than be my own jackass self, and so he's there with the stick, and he's moving my mouth for me when Cher was supposed to be singing. So I'm just motioning.
Do we have a video of this?
It does exist.
Could
I guess that's so we don't have a plan, but at least I'm sure of all the things we got. Baby, I got you, baby. I got you, baby. I got the love. In this world, I got you. You wear my ring.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, so
that was fantastic.
I know. So that was the end of the show, and it was like, oh, okay, and my family was like, well, of course, Brian, you were up there for that. Now, one of the coolest, I would say probably the coolest trick he did, involved myself and 2 other volunteers on either side of me. Each was given a prop of some sort, and then there was a kid that was brought up on stage because he asked for anybody in the audience who had a $100 bill, and so Dad in the back says he had a $100 bill, so gives it to his son or daughter, forget. Kid comes up on stage and writes, it was a girl, actually, now I think about it, writes her name in marker on the $100 bill. And then he makes it disappear. And the finale to that trick is he cut open a brand new untouched lemon, and that $100 bill was inside there.
How do they do that?
No idea whatsoever. But it was just like amazing. Yeah.
Now, here's my question, because I know your family a little bit. At any point through the night, did you finish your whole pizza and then go, ta-da?
No, actually, because it was unlimited pizzas. They kept
So you
bringing
couldn't
it.
make it disappear?
And my nephew, who's a 16-year-old soccer phenom with boundless energy and consuming calories like it's his job, just kept eating pizza.
Just kept doing it.
Oh my gosh,
That's awesome.
he had a lot of pizza.
I just pictured you throwing out a, hey,
Yeah.
we made all the pizza disappear, and then ta-da.
I did not think of that.
Yeah. We haven't been drinking that long either. Just so people know, we don't have like a ritual or we have a shot before we get started. Or
Should we?
I think so, but you don't like shots of anything. So I never brought it up.
I do, just not tequila.
Or bourbon, or whiskey, or vodka, or rum. What do you do, a shot of Kool-Aid? What should we do a shot of? I want to know. What would be the thing?
I'm fine with bourbon or whiskey.
I thought you didn't like bourbon and whiskey.
No, I like them fine.
Well, maybe we should do a shot right now to see how it goes, like to get it started.
Let's go.
Yeah, I got a couple shot glasses over there. Brand new, cleaned out at least once.
At least once.
And then we do have a black label, single barrel, bullet bourbon, cast strength, right there in that Del Mar bottle. Let's give it a try.
There you go. I'm just doing this in pieces.
Why did that make you laugh?
That's good.
I didn't mean an allergy shot. I meant a whole shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta do a whole shot here. Whole shot. Do you know what another word for whole shot? You know what a whole shot is when you go to a motocross race? Do you know what the whole shot is?
No.
What about at a Formula One race? You know what the whole shot is?
Why do you keep asking me racing questions? I don't know racing.
Well, because you are a sports enthusiast.
I am, but I don't know those
do you need a
answers.
towel?
Sure.
Yeah, that one right here. Look at that.
I do not know.
We call that the towel drawer.
The towel shot.
The whole shot is whenever any kind of race that starts at a standing start. Formula One starts at a standing start. Motocross starts at a standing start. Street bikes, when they race this MotoGP bikes, the standing start. That first corner, that's called the whole shot. And the person that wins that first place, they got the whole shot.
Their prize.
Yes, in many races, there's actually a prize for, like in Supercross, I think the whole shot winner gets $1,000.
Huh.
But you know what the real prize is? You're ahead of everybody. So now they got to catch you, and they have to pass you. And the Colts haven't been in that position since Peyton Manning, where they start off in the lead, and everybody else is chasing them. That doesn't happen anymore for the Colts.
Why you got to go there?
I thought it was funny. You cut that out. So this is a really good bourbon.
Yes, I am aware of it.
And I'm more of a bourbon sipping person than I am a shot person, honestly.
We didn't have to go with that.
Well, you brought up that we should make it a ritual.
I did?
You did, yeah, right here. We can. I'm going to throw up a red flag. So
The tape.
you get the tape. So the first shot of 2024. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
This is the first shot that I've had in 2024.
Oh,
Had many shots already.
first shot you've had on the podcast.
And today.
And well, okay.
Because I haven't had a shot today.
All
Not
right.
that I do shots every day, because I don't.
Right on.
So cheers. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, buddy.
You know that
Yeah,
process. Yeah.
right.
Should we possibly mention some things about the real estate market and how the fact that it's cold outside, but it's freaking hot in the real estate mortgage business right now?
The new year has started off on fire, if you will. I know you've been very busy taking calls.
Let's see how many text messages I've got since we started. 2.
Okay.
And a missed call. So, yes, it is picked up. Incredible. 4 new purchase agreements since Monday.
You know, I guess I'd have to ask, how does that compare to other years right after New Year's?
Right now, I'm $1 million ahead of 2023 And keep in mind that 2023 was my second best year of my career since 1997.
Wow.
So if you're thinking about buying a house and you're thinking, man, I should just wait, I want to wait, I truly believe that people that buy a house in February and January of this year, they're going to be looked at by the people in July and June of this year. They're June and July, May, June, July. People that buy a house then are going to look back to the people that bought in January and February, and they're going to look at them just like people looked in 2021 at people that bought homes in 2019.
Yeah.
We're going to see a market of 20,000 above list, 15,000 above list, multiple offers on every home. If you're an FHA borrower with 3.5% down, or you're a conventional borrower with 3% down, or you're short on closing costs and you need the seller to pay closing costs, right now is the time, because that's going to go away this spring.
Unless a miracle happens and the market, I mean, it would have to be an absolute miracle for the market to change drastically, but hopefully we see more homes available on the market so that it doesn't have quite the frenzy that we had 3 years ago.
Yeah, but I agree with you, and I hope that happens. I hope that people are so pent up and tired of being in that house they've been in a long time and go ahead and forego that 3% or below rate and list the house for sale. And I know a lot are. I've had conversations with people already this month that are like, look, we want a bigger house. We're ready to move, and who cares? Let's go. So I'm starting to hear that from people. So I do think inventory is going to pick up. But I also think that because of the expansion of people turning 33 and 34 and that growth in population that is happening right now is going to continue this string of hard to find homes. And keep in mind, now if you're watching this from another market, I get it, your market may be different than ours, but Indianapolis, we are the fourth hottest market in the United States.
According to Zillow.
And another group just put it out.
Oh, I only saw it on Zillow.
No, gosh, somebody told me this morning. There's like another one of the big places said we're the fourth hottest market in the country. And when you look at that, you think it's going to be 4 degrees on Monday. It's not going to be hot. But a lot of people are moving to regions like Florida, Tennessee, Indiana, Texas, areas that are, a little bit lower in taxes, that have had really some deflated home prices over, in comparison. For years, San Antonio prices were the same as our prices.
Really? Yeah.
San Antonio was a very, comparable market. Not anymore. San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Dallas, those markets have blown up. So now you've got these people that are trying to move from other states, and they're looking at those states going, no, it's too expensive to live there. Nashville, my wife and I travel to Nashville quite often. We have for years.
Sure.
There's an area in Nashville down by the fairgrounds where homes used to be very comparable to our pricing. And today they buy those crappy World War II built bungalows for $500,000 and tear it down and build something else.
Jeez.
So you've seen this massive growth in Nashville where now they're, a high cost city in the United States.
Yeah, they are.
Denver, Colorado was another market. There was an affordable market that's now a high cost market in the United States. So as you see these markets change, what happens is Indianapolis becomes very favorable for not only investors from other states, but for people that do have the opportunity to relocate, work remotely, and come here and buy, a 3,500 square foot home for $300,000. And you can't do that in a lot of other cities. You compare Boston, New York, Washington, D.C., Miami, Florida, Tampa, Florida, even though those Florida regions have great weather compared to our
better
negative 4 degrees we're going to have on Monday. This is a great place to live. And I do think we're going to see some massive challenges going into 2024. So Indianapolis is a great place to look at purchasing a new home. And if you need to buy a home, if you're thinking about buying in this region, and Lucy just came to visit Brian. Hey, Lucy, say hi to the camera. Damn, I wish she would have been on there. So if you are thinking about moving to our area and you want to look at homes in the Indianapolis area, I work with a lot of agents, but the agent that I'm going to tell you to call and talk to is this guy right here, Brian Quinlan.
My phone number's right there. Just give me a call.
Is right here.
Sure.
You said right there. You pointed at it.
Well, I know. That's what I was pointing. What are you?
You know what you got to do now? You're going to have to go back and put your phone number in right below our finger pointing.
So along the lines of getting into the housing market now as opposed to waiting until later, I actually put out a video today. Don't know if you had seen that one yet. That was 3 things that you should do to be ready for buying a house here this year.
I shared that already on my Facebook.
Okay, well, thanks. So one of those things is getting a pre-approval, which Brad Nickham at Nest Mortgage is a great person to talk to. You could actually talk to Brad before coming and talking to me and kind of skip a little bit of the process, which is a good thing. Because then when you come over to me and say, hey, I want to buy a house, I've already got my pre-approval from Brad, and it's for this amount of money, that narrows it down. Because so many people, as you know, start thinking about buying a house. First thing they do, they go to Zillow, they start just looking at houses in the area, having no idea what they can afford. And so they get their hopes up for this $250,000 house or $500,000 house or whatever it is. Oh man, I don't know if we can afford that. If you talk to Brad, he's going to lay out your pre-approval for you, which gives you a dollar amount, what your monthly cost is going to be, and if you need to adjust that. Like if he says you can buy a house at $300,000, here's what the monthly payment's going to be, and you're like, that's more than I really want to spend, that can be adjusted. So those are the conversations you have with people, right?
Yeah, I do. And from the real estate perspective too, a lot of people are like, I want to go look at this home. Okay, well, let's say I put my house up for sale, or you put your house up for sale. Let's put it in your perspective. And Brian calls to set up a showing of your home, and you've got to clean up a little bit. For some reason, we all think we have to clean up a little bit, right? No one ever walks into a house and is like, there's an empty coffee cup that wasn't clean. I ain't buying this one. Their dishwasher wasn't full, right?
Though I've been to some houses where there was like a whole sink full of dishes. That's different.
You've been to the house where I think there's dead rodents in the house, right?
Well,
But think about it. People are going to clean up. They're going to pack the kids away. They're going to put the dog away. They're going to jump in their car. They're going to go somewhere to show the house to somebody who may not qualify for it. That's crazy. So you want to know, first of all, what your payment's going to be, how much cash you need, if you need cash, do you need the seller to pay your closing costs? Those are all things that you need to know as a buyer before you go out and look at that home. And quite honestly, I have a lot of realtors, Brian included, they don't want to tell you, no, I'm not going to show you this house, because somebody will, right? But for Brian's time, for other realtors' time, and quite honestly, for your time, and most importantly, for the time of that family that's going to pack up and leave for you to come look at their house, get pre-approved. And one thing I did like about COVID, there's not a lot of things. Right?
Short list.
It's a short list. Traffic.
Okay.
That was awesome during COVID. Learning to work from home and not having to be at the office with other people.
Okay.
And sellers not letting buyers even come to their house if they weren't pre-approved already. So 3 good things that came from COVID.
And that essentially, in the 4 years since COVID quarantine, has become the norm at this point.
It's so much more normal.
And like you said, if someone calls me up and says they want to go see a house, I'm probably going to go and show them the house. Okay, but more times than not, it's somebody who's already pre-approved, and if they haven't been, we've had that discussion. You need to talk to somebody. One of the things that I think about most in that situation is, well, like you said, it's an inconvenience potentially for the family who lives there to have to leave, especially if you can't afford the house. But let's say you walk in the house and it's unbelievable. It's your dream house. You've already picked out the pink colors for the walls, where your furniture is going to go, and then you talk to a lender and you're not pre-approved for that amount of money because you can't afford it. Now you're bummed out.
Worse than that, you got to get an offer in within the next couple of hours, right? And other people are pre-approved, so the seller knows those people are already qualified. You don't want to send your offer in not being pre-approved. I mean, in our industry today, we struggle so much against the cash buyer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Your neck getting tired?
No.
I noticed the muscles are getting stronger. Starting to look like Lou Ferrigno.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Let's hope I don't turn green.
True. I would have to piss you off, though. That's the thing, right? I have to say something to make you mad.
I'm always angry.
So let's say there's other people with offers on that house, and you know, in our market still today, it's amazing how many people are competing against cash offers.
Yeah.
And did you know that in some cases, let's say that person's putting 20% down on the house, they could actually find out before they go look at it that they qualify for an appraisal waiver if they're putting down 20% or more. And at that point, be able to be competitive against that cash offer.
Yep.
So you don't want to go strolling into a house that you think you might like, fall in love with it, and then find out that someone else actually got their poop in a group before you got there and bought it before you had the chance. So it's crazy to not really go get pre-approved before. I understand, you know, it seems like it's a daunting task, right?
Oh,
You've got to have a 20-minute phone call with Brad. And these are, I mean, I understand they're hard to endure.
Well, a 20-minute phone call with you probably is longer because you're a talkative guy.
Not when I'm doing a loan application.
Okay.
I'm getting that stuff done.
Nice.
Right. There's no shots involved, no huge hats, no tired necks.
Okay.
We make it happen.
So outside of pre-approval to get yourself ready to buy a house this year, start to come up with a list of what you want in a house. You know, when I first started dating my now wife back in college,
they just wanted a house with concrete floors.
She already had a list of things that she wanted in a house that she was eventually going to get someday. And I'll never forget one thing.
An amazing man with a giant hat?
But we're talking about a house.
Oh, yeah, but you're in the house.
She didn't know what she was getting into with this one. No, it was a window over the kitchen sink that she could look out into the backyard to eventually see kids playing. Yeah, and that has always stuck with me. We no longer have that, but we also don't have kids to play in the backyard either.
True.
But yeah, that was one of the things that she really wanted in a house. And so it's things like that. You know, do you want a fixer-upper? Are you okay with doing that? Are you somebody like myself? I like to hire out for things, so I want a house that's pretty ready to go.
Yeah, I want it done.
And, you know, I wouldn't get hung up on paint colors ever because paint can be changed. It's not expensive. I will even help you with that if that's something that you need because I do paint as well.
You paint?
I do.
Man, I'm going to have you over.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have that conversation. But, you know, do you want hardwood floors? Do you want carpet? Do you want no carpet anywhere? You know, do you need things to be updated, more modern? You know, all the things that kind of go into a house that are important to you so that when you start going to look at houses, you have that laid out. But at the same time, I would recommend be flexible with that.
Sure.
You know, you don't want to get locked into this house doesn't have hardwood floors. I'm not even going to bother with it because it has everything else you want.
Especially in this market, being picky.
Yeah.
When you want to buy a house, being picky is a challenge.
Yep. Definitely can be a challenge. So, you know, be ready in advance. The more prepared you are ahead of time, the better off your experience is going to be and the quicker that you can make a decision because we're going to get into a point where making a decision quick is going to be imperative.
You know, we haven't talked about sellers much.
Okay.
So in this market, is there things that, besides getting your pictures done on your house in October when the leaves are still on the trees,
we're beyond that.
is there any other things that sellers can do today to prepare? Maybe not wait till that spring market, but go ahead and list now because there are a lot of buyers jumping in the market. What advice would you give to a seller today that goes, oh, okay, we're ready?
One reference to your pictures. I'm listing a house this week, and they have this really nice brand new composite deck in their backyard. But it looks pretty boring right now because it's winter. They sent me pictures from the summer. I was like, that's brilliant.
I just seen one of my other agents I work with just listed a full listing of this brand new house that they put on the market. And I'm like, that's got full leaves on the trees. How did they do that? And it's like somebody took some advanced pictures of the outside of the home.
They knew.
Yeah, they knew.
All right, so getting your house ready to sell. Number one, I would invite myself into your house to look around and sort of give you an idea of what it is that you may want to address. We're probably going to get into the market where buyers may be overlooking things because they want to get the house, and so they're going to be a little less picky. But let's that aside, there are certain things that you would probably want to address and certain things that might not be a big deal. You would overlook them, such as the house that I'm going to be listing this week. They had some scuffs on the wall. You know, I was like, we don't need to repaint this whole thing.
Nobody pulls out. You know, I really love everything. I like the location. I like the price. It's got great bedrooms. Their bar's fantastic. I can't imagine that kitchen being any better. But there's a scuff on the wall.
Yeah. So, things like that. But as a homeowner, you start to maybe overanalyze things. And you're like, should I do something about these scuffs on the wall? Probably not, to be honest. Do you want to fix maybe holes in your carpeting and maybe put in new carpeting? Maybe. Or do an allowance that you might negotiate into the final deal there.
He said the word you can't use. You can't use an allowance, but you could have a contractor be paid at closing to replace your carpet.
There you go. Yeah, so invite the realtor in to look around, give you an idea of not only what it is you should or should not adjust, but also to evaluate the house so that they can give you a suggested selling price. Because you comparing your house to your neighbor down the street who sold last summer is not always a comparable property and not really a good way to decide on the price of your house.
And we have done a prior podcast on why your neighbor's house doesn't dictate your value. And you'll have to go back to Brian Quinlan's YouTube channel and rewatch one of those YouTube shows we've done, season 1, which they're all delightful. So don't consider it a waste of time, because grab yourself a coffee and a Kahlua in the morning, or a Red Bull and vodka around noon, or just a straight bourbon or tequila in the evening, and just flow right through those things. You'll love them.
Okay. Let's see.
Was I off on any of those things?
No. Well, except for the beverages.
He'd drink beer.
I don't think at once did you say grab a beer.
Well, you can't settle in for some great knowledge over a beer. You watch a football game, you have beer, right? But if you're going to watch Dr. Phil spit out some knowledge about changing your life, you want to do that over a tequila.
Seriously, watch that guy. And they have a lot of tequila. All right, well, that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you being here. Don't forget to click subscribe down at the bottom. That's how you're going to know when the new episodes come out, which is usually on Sunday nights, but not always. Come back next time. Comment. We like comments. Let us know how we're doing. What do you like to see? What do you like about our show? And what do you want to see more of?